Oh man. Come on. Come here. You're much more friendlier than the other guys. Some of your friends attacked me. What's up? My name is JJ Moriasi, and today I will be showing you how to run the marathon like a Kenyan because I'm one. So you can trust what it is I have to say. The marathon is one of those physical feats that so many people in the world take so much pride in completing. So how about I show you a thing or two about running the marathon, and you'll realize it's not as difficult as it seems. It's way more difficult. That's the problem. So without further ado, let's get into this video. It's the morning of the marathon. I'm pretty excited. This is the first time I'm doing this. After living in this city for 8 years, after seeing the marathon and seeing Kenyans win all the time, it's pretty special for me that I finally get to do it. For 1 straight month, I gave sweat and blood into this. I was very dedicated. I went out and did my short runs. I did my long runs. I did my strength training. I did my speed training. I did my diet right. I slept right. And I did everything an athlete would do to compete. But I was just doing it for the 8-kilometer run because, A, I'm not an athlete. And I thought that would be a very good point to start at. There's no need for me to go all out to do a 42K when I have never even done a 10K. So 8 was good enough for me. It's very crowded. Thousands and thousands of people will be attending, but many of these people will actually be walking. You can see families with kids. It's not just about the running, it's about fun, it's about family, it's about spending time together. And I'm pretty excited now that I see this many people, and it's time for me to go in now. I need to give you a few details so that you know exactly what it is we're dealing with here. Istanbul Marathon is separated into 4. There's the 42-kilometer race, the 15-kilometer race, 10-kilometer race, and the 8-kilometer fun run. For the 42-kilometer race, there were 30,552 participants. For the 15-kilometer race, there were 7,452 participants. And for the 10 kilometers, there was 18,029 people who registered. And for the fun run, of which I was interested in, there were over 100,000 people. This 100,000 people was such a big problem, and you will understand why. Eliud Kipchoge runs approximately 8 kilometers in 22 minutes. I want to do that in double the time. I think it's a pretty good target, a fair one for the amount of training that I've been doing and for the fact that I only did this for 1 month. I don't think I can do better than that. And now the challenge is to get to the very front, because with this number of people, I will not be able to do that timing if I run from behind, because most of them will be walking. So let's see how that goes. Now, I want to give you an illustration of exactly what was going on the ground. Imagine this is the bridge. The 42K, the 15K, and the 10K were competitions. The 8K was a fun run. No one was competing here. And this is the one I was using to test myself. Among the 42, 15, and 10K competitors were people who had registered and they were not really interested in doing it in a very, very fast time. So you have these people going and among them lagging behind. What they decided to do is release the 8K runners in 2 separate packs. The first pack has left. It's at the bridge at the moment and they're taking their time because people are taking selfies, taking photos, having fun. These 50,000 people came to the bridge to have fun. Now that's where the problem is. They were here taking selfies and all sorts of stuff. And the problem is I was in this pack. This is me. At this moment, I'm struggling to get to the front line of the second pack. The start line is so far from here. So far from here. I don't know how I'm going to make it. It's completely impossible for me to make it anywhere in the front. There's like thousands of people here. So in front of me is probably 100,000 people. And most of them were just here to have fun. So these guys were released and I struggled my way until I find the front line of the second pack. Finally, the 50K of the second pack is released and I start running.
The race has started and I'm off. Pretty crowded, not a very good start. Let's see.
The moment I got here where the bridge starts, it got really crowded. There were many people here. So many people. It was so difficult to run. It was such a disappointment. It was such an anticlimax.
You're either on the front line or you're either doing the race. With the fun run, it's impossible to do any kind of running. They should just call it a walk. 8-kilometer fun walk. I was so mistaken. This is such an anticlimax. It's very unfortunate, but hey, I didn't know better. I tried my best. This is not what I expected, this is not what I wanted, but there's nothing much I can do about it, is there? Because I can't run, I'll also take a selfie, I guess, just to say I was here before.
And I decided to take a selfie right about here.
You come here and it gets stamped so that you can get your medal. Training for 1 month is definitely not enough. It was good enough for me to completely finish my 8-kilometer run, but it was not enough for me to do it in a short time.
This is my first official marathon that I ran, that I registered for and ran. I've been practicing for about 2 months for it, and it was very impressive. The atmosphere was amazing. The crowd, the cheering kept me moving on, and it was pretty good.
Okay. Yeah. Did you prepare for this?
Yes, for like a month.
For like a month?
Yeah. I think when I started I was really horrible, but I have the genes of running. So I had hope in myself.
Yeah.
And when I started running, I was kind of tired. But then in the middle of the race, it's like I picked up and I just ran all the way. Okay. And I was impressed.
Did you walk at any time?
Maybe for like 5 minutes when I was drinking water. Otherwise, I couldn't embarrass my people, you know.
Okay, I see. I see. Yeah. You're from the community that brings the runners.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, is being Kenyan enough?
No, not really. You need the being Kenyan, then you need the gyms, and then you need the practice, of course.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. What an experience that was. I guess we have learned a thing or two. Number one, it is only the elite athletes in Kenya who are able to do what you guys see. The rest of us, you know, we're just like everybody else. Those guys go through months and months and months of preparation for these events. That is after years and years and years of experience running. I run way much better than the average Kenyans, but I could not do 10% of what these elite athletes do. Number two, if you ever want to attend a marathon and you're serious about your running time, you register for the competition. So many marathons across the world have shorter distances as well, like 15K or half marathon, 21K or 10K or even 5K. So if you're serious about them, make sure you get there very early to be in the front line, because there are so many people, so many people who are registering, but they just want to attend for the fun of it, and those are the people who are going to hold you back. Istanbul Marathon fun run is not a fun run, it's a fun walk. People do picnics, people are there to have fun. If you're serious, don't you dare register for that. Just register for the competitions. I think it's also worth noting that Istanbul Marathon is one of the most interesting, if not the most interesting marathon events in the world. Number one, it's a transcontinental marathon. You get to move from one continent to another. 8 of the top 10 marathon world records were set in Berlin. It's because of the way the course is, less corners, less elevation and all that, but still, to me, it doesn't match up to Istanbul Marathon event. And also, the fun run is just crazy. If you go to the fun run, you can do a picnic on the bridge. Take selfies. You can do so much stuff on a bridge. Hey, you don't get that in any other part of the world. I mean, come on. If you've made it to the very end of this video, thank you very much for watching. My name is JJ Moriasi. This is The Gist. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, go down to the comments, and let me hear your thoughts. Until the next video, peace.